Hello and welcome. We're picking up where we left off last time in Shadow Empire, continuing that self-imposed challenge, people, what people. This is the beginning of a stream. And during the last part of the previous stream, we did manage to put the city of Zweinfeld under encirclement. This is a very, as you can see, in response to that, the enemy has raised 2 brand new brigades of infantry within the city. Outside the city, we do see that the enemy has armor, and our armored force that we've got in the encirclement here is struggling with the supplies, mostly in ammo. We're not getting enough supplies down here to rearm our force. And this is a very precarious encirclement for us. Yes, we have them encircled. Yes, that does mean the bulk of the enemy army, because the bulk of the enemy army is actually out here on their front, with the other side, one of the other majors, is cut off from supply. However, if these guys break out, there's enough people here that we're very much at risk of our own encirclement. And that's going to be the challenge we face the next couple coming turns, is we don't exactly just want to back off, because this is a massive prize. This is a city with like 60,000 people in it. It's the majority of the population of the nation we're at war with. So in this case, we're looking at a city that's probably worth 4 or 5, maybe 6 victory points by itself. Right? That's... yeah, probably closer to 5. Maybe worth like 5 victory points by itself. That one hex. So we don't just want to let these guys walk out of here. We would like to take that hex, but at the same time, that might not really be a choice that we get to make. The rest of our sort of front down here is very spread out. We've got a very loose pocket, or very loose picket, which does mean if we withdraw, because we're facing overwhelming odds, we probably will have to withdraw quite a bit, probably back to here. And our expectations for reinforcements is very delayed, because they're going to run into the same sort of problems of supply, right? So we're not going to just be able to strategically move them down here. They're going to have to walk. And that still means they have to get freed from whatever activity they're actively doing up here. Review of what we were doing. We built up the ice mining facility so we shouldn't have a water problem anymore. Built up a truck facility to improve the logistical flow. We have begun the process of building a rail network by building the railhead. That's going to cost 500 metal, and then we're still going to need the metal to build the rails, right? So we're going to run a rail between here and here to start, and then we need to run a rail from there all the way down to wherever the front line is still stable down here. At which point we should be able to push a lot more troops into the theater, but that may be quite a while with our metal limitations. Otherwise, I think we are pretty good to cycle this turn. We did, as we usually do, end a stream at the end of a turn, so other than just refreshing where we are in the stream, we should be good to go. Okay, we can take some improvised IP, so if we were short on industrial points, we can solve that. That's not actually the problem we have right now, we're short on metal. Oh, I could select a mine... if we get another fate point to increase the resource value in, and that probably makes sense to put, say, more metal in a metal mine.
Order received.
Okay, put some more credits in that zone. If we want to do that, we probably want to roll Mission Possible. So we have a 7% chance that we would succeed on this roll. A 50% chance that we would fail. Fail would still get us 1 fate point. Let's take a roll here. Regular failure, so we get 1 point. Based off of that, I think I'm going to hit the muddle load on one of our metal mines.
Affirmative.
Ah, I don't get to pick. One of our relevant prospects made a measure operations in Torino. It will be +4 levels, easier to mine. So one of our mines is now much easier to mine, is what that's done. Now, the question is, what did it hit? Okay, so it probably didn't hit the mine we would have wanted to hit. I was hoping it would hit metal. Our metal mines are, if we go by resources, our metal mines are all still sub 4. On the other hand, it looks like it's hit the water supply. Yeah, it looks like it hit the water supply. So we've now got an accessibility 6 water supply. So we're going to have water. We're going to have a lot of water. Okay, let's roll the turn anyway. Bit of a shame it didn't hit one of the metal ones, and I didn't get to pick. I just picked one of our mines and made it 4 accessibility levels higher. And honestly, that just means we're not going to have to upgrade the water mine anytime soon, so that's good. Means we will be a net exporter on water for the foreseeable future. Rolling the intern. We got lots of little, I suppose the military term for it, we have lots of little fires going on, which aren't going super well. So we're doing various firefighting actions in various locations. None of them are crises. Most of them are not really affecting our road network. There's just the odd marauder poke in the borders, tying up forces, preventing us from pushing more forces south towards the main opposition right now. They attempt to break out. Initial responses suggest they did not successfully break out. Nope. Partially broke out. Again, targeting the infantry. Which is the weak part in the line. We killed 800 infantry, lost 200. We have 2 decisions. Okay, so we got our relationship requirement. We got private investment, which we'll probably play. We'll probably play the Xeno Diplomat. Okay. Yeah, so they attempted to break out, and they arguably have succeeded at breaking out. I'm not going to be able to immediately close that pocket without vulnerabilizing some of the portions of the line. Okay, we're going to attempt to do a swamp here. They'll probably, okay. We'll try that and see if that holds. Sort of putting a, using the HQ here as a blocking battalion, which is not the optimal use for them. We're going to pass the applied science, we're going to pass in the Air Force, so no choice here. We'll do train educators again. Anyway, that's basically the picket position down here. Supplies have improved, although the big bottleneck here is ammunition, and the ammunition problem is causing a fuel problem. Fuel doesn't require any logistics to ship, but you get fuel proportional to your ability to supply logistics. So because we're unable to supply all the ammo, we're not getting all our fuel. So we do need to be cognizant of the fact that we are not necessarily getting all our fuel. In a situation where we're going to have to be forced to do an emergency withdrawal, I think we have enough fuel to pull that off. Most of the border control is kind of working, and that's really what we need. It's only kind of working. Doesn't need to work perfectly. Okay, so we'll see if we continue to hold that pocket. Drop the colonists here.
Order received.
One of the things I keep trying to do here is I'm trying to boost the local economy here, is I'm hoping the local economy will develop this rare earth metal mine for us. We have removed all the debt there, so they're probably going to do the next upgrade next, which is probably actually going to be the farm, based off what they're saying. Put another farm up somewhere. We did hit a private investment. In fact, we hit 2. We'll do 1 in both places. Obviously, the one that hits on the capital drops more credits, so we make more money that way. We do have sales tax, so when they do go to build something, we do get a payout. Do some spying. Which wouldn't necessarily be the worst of ideas. How's the... No spies on those. Let's dump some spies in. Critical success.
Understood. Understood.
Okay. So with that, we've gone ahead and put 12 spies in there. Well, 12 before the critical success multiplied it by 2. We've got 24 spies in there. That should provide us a decent amount of understanding of what's going on. Let's do a Xeno diplomat team on the
Order received.
aliens. By the looks of it, I need to keep at least 200 metal on hand. We'll hold off building the rail for 1 more turn. I don't think I necessarily have enough metal even the first stretch that I want. Yeah, it's 660 metal. Rare earth is decently expensive. We have a decent amount of money. Pay 10k to pick up a 374 metal. Let's actually do that. Not 10k, 1.2k. Pick up a bunch of metal. Apparently water is reasonably expensive, which actually will be a good thing for us now that we've got water surplus. I'm gonna hold off, fill up our stockpile up a little bit, and I'll probably start selling some water. Because yeah, this well after that mother lode is producing a lot of water. 1.4k water a turn, which is twice as much water as we currently need. Replenishment, although a lot of the replenishment here is being limited by the fact that we don't have the ability to get it to the front. Let's go ahead and raise an independent buggy, which is going to take a bunch of the metal I actually just purchased. Don't think we can do much of a sieging move with you. Oh, I'm wrong. Actually, I can get you a decent way down there. Okay. This will help us with the encirclement, and it can drive itself out the rest of the way. Yeah, potentially, at least we get the HQ off the front line here. The HQ here might be the vulnerable bit in the line, if I'm to guess, because, okay, this is a Galactic Republic tank, which is maybe not super squishy. But we'll see. Yeah, I think those are all the cards I want to play. Organization-wise, the Model Design Counselor is working on effectively our 3rd generation infantry. Military research is working on helicopter engines. We're not really in the line war situation. I like using helicopters for reconnaissance and line wars. But we'll have that option if that does arise. Work on heavy industry. We probably want to try sourcing some more high-tech parts for the heavy industry, now that I'm thinking about it. I'm not allowed to see what I'm thinking about building. I forget how many high-tech parts it is to build the thing. What's the availability for high-tech parts? Yeah, I'm gonna splurge. I'm gonna pick up 3. I'm gonna buy the market if I take parts, basically.
Roger that.
Get us up to 6. I just sold my take parts. That was the opposite of what I wanted to do. Whoops.
Roger that.
Okay. 5. Okay. We just spent more money than I intended, but we'll work with that. Oh, I should have moved those infantry back at least to the road. That'll be fine. And by infantry, I mean these guys. That's the only free infantry I have to come down and deal with the salient we have around the city. Okay, so as I suspected, that was the weak spot in the line. The enemy is attacking it. And we did not hold. They have broken out. Okay, we will have the sort of panicked response on the following upturn. As our vehicles do their best to not get encircled. We killed 1,100 infantry, lost 600 infantry, and 80 tanks. Both the recon cars and the armored cars and the tanks are counted as tanks. So it's probably not. That's probably why the defense fell apart. Is the HQ lost the commander? Okay. There's a helicopter engine. Okay, let's get these guys back onto the road. We will be needing them at that front real quickly. Anyway, so at this point, obviously the encirclement is untenable. Oh, the HQ is utterly destroyed. Okay, that explains why the commanding officer is dead. Okay, so we're going to start pulling our forces back, trying to do a cohesive withdrawal. Oh, and actually the losses are mostly amongst the armor, surprisingly. I suppose the armor is less armored than the armored cars. It's just got a better gun. And if it starts running ammo, the better gun isn't going to serve it very well. Okay, so there's a replacements recruited, so it's going to come down to low to 6 if they can get there. And that ate up most of my spare industrial capacity. Okay, did that part of it. And yes, you can see the level of desperation to get this area secured, where I'm pushing the HQ into offensive actions. It's really not what I want to do.
See you on the other side.
Okay, that was another problem. Workers hold a vote. Slightly less working hours. Okay.
Order received. Roger that.
We can give that the choice. Probably to improve the tanks, we probably do want side skirts. Yeah. We don't need the engines. We could research automated turrets. I don't think we're there yet. Side skirts. We're going to keep Battle Dojo. Battle Dojo will provide us 200 recruits per round. Scheduled meeting the aliens. I can offer them gift in credits, or I can ask them for mercenaries. Or I could ask them to join us. I don't think we're at the point where we want them to join us, because that's going to vulnerabilize a big part of the front line that is otherwise safe and secure. They do love us, so let's go ahead and ask for mercenaries. So that cost us 18 opinion, but that has scored us 2 more units of immediately readied mercenaries that we can use to free up troops from picket duty. The question is, do I want to send them firefighting or send them down to the front? I think I'm going to send them firefighting. Leave the mercenaries doing the job we had those guys previously doing. Anyway, I don't have the metal, obviously, to build the railroad that I was thinking of building. Trade-wise, we are on... Let's swap to sell. We're making pretty good water. We think we're going to continue to make pretty good water. I'm going to dump a bunch of water to market to make a bunch of money. So that's 6,000 money. I'm going to turn around, and there isn't very much metal worth to buy. It's almost 10 credits for money. We're still going to buy it. Same thing with the high-tech parts. We're going to buy the high-tech parts. Our power is negative. Let me guess. That's because the organic furnace... Yeah, the organic furnace is down. We'll have to queue that upgrade. That's going to be the last time that can get upgraded, practically. Oh, no, that's not down. Where's only power? Oh, sent to units. 144. Yeah, that's sent to... Okay, so that's the GR tank opening fire. It's burning through the power supply because it was doing a bunch of heavy fighting there. Yeah, 144. That's where it went. That's where it went. We'll still upgrade that furnace. We've already queued it up. It'll be fun. Obviously, we're now ready for the rail line, and we don't have the metal to build the rail line. So that's just the pain and suffering we're going to have to deal with. Okay, strategic move. Get these guys as close to the front as we can. Okay, so we brought a few more units down. There's maybe a question whether or not I actually want to push these guys any farther forward. I might just want to splay them out to provide a protective defensive position. Maybe, for example, shove them out up in the mountains here. Just to be in position for when these guys do successfully withdraw, hopefully. Private investment, we're going to still dump it in that zone. About 1,000 more credits in the economy.
Understood.
Okay. Put some more spies out. That'll be fine. And I think that's all we're going to do for that. We got more colonists to deploy, and we'll go ahead and do that. Add population, deploy them there.
Order received.
We're almost large enough here to upgrade this to level 2, which may help a little bit with the money. It will lower the civilization score a little bit, but that's also fine. And then from the private standard... Okay, we're starting to build up a little bit of space here between population and private jobs. So we're not necessarily having everyone employed, although we are pretty close to that in the capital. But yes, it does look like... My spies are basically telling me they deleted their entire road network out of the east. If that is the case, that wasn't the smartest thing for the AI to do. They haven't retaken the road here, but they're going to pretty quickly. Okay, let's cycle the turn here and prepare for things not to be going the way we want. They're attacking a unit. Vehicle completely destroyed. We killed 100 infantry at the cost of 100 infantry and 20 tanks. We have 30 decisions awaiting us. Or, not 3 decisions awaiting us on round 108. We've completed the development of Foot 3, so we do have the next generation infantry. Let's look at how that is an improvement. So yeah, that's more than a doubling in troop quality. Unlike the previous improvement, which was a tripling, but more than 3 times more expensive, this is not a doubling in cost. So we're going from automatic rifle padded environment foot troops to Gauss rifle and in combat armor. So these guys are rocking 78, 155 versus the 48, 97 of before. So these guys should perform much better, although we haven't fielded any yet. Okay. And yes, we will continue to attempt to withdraw in good order here. In an attempt to resist being encircled. We'll deploy here. I do know one of the HQs was completely destroyed and we'll have to replace it, but there's no point in deploying an HQ until we've got the ability to get it down to actually command its troops. Probably the MG. Do we have the MG ready to go? We have high speed and Gauss, so we should. So MG, build upon the twin barrel. Apparently we never upgraded the MG, so we're still in machine guns. We can go straight to Gauss machine guns, which is actually 5 times firepower effectiveness. And from no armor to combat armor.
Roger that.
Nomad traders offer ammunition. Yes, we will accept buying that. Keep the nomads happy.
Order received.
That's really not a real choice for me. Okay. March these guys a little bit closer. Then we're going to attempt to strategically move them. And again, they can most of the way get down to the front. Here we go. They are getting awfully close here. So I may need to be mentally prepared for deploying more troops to that front as well. Yeah, not enough recon, not enough action points. We did do some damage, but it's not enough. Okay, deploying colonists.
Order received.
Okay, we are looking at a city that we should be getting a decision for some point to grow at level 2.
Roger that.
Do I have any 3 personnel. Yes. So the fact that I didn't get hit with the event to replace the commander is probably because the HQ was destroyed. Which means I need to form a new HQ, although we don't really have the metal to do that right now. We got plenty of money. That's a lot of price. Although I think I'm still gonna do that. I think we have enough high tech for the moment.
Roger that.
Pick up 732 metal. And we obviously crashed the water price, okay. And we should be actively selling fuel. Yeah, we aren't losing any due to max storage, we're just selling the surplus, which is probably where we want to be. I do now have the metal. I do want to push this south, push this north. We'll push this north. I do now have the metal. Let's try to raise the HQ. There we go. With the newest troops, Foot 3 formed up. We also have enough metal that we should be able to forward the rail line, the first segment of the rail line, out to here. And there we are. So, and then we're going to be looking to sell more stuff so we can buy more metal. Although, what we're going to sell is the difficulty there. We might not be able to do much more selling, which means we won't be able to do much more metal, buying a metal. And it's not that any of the metal mines are empty, it's just that their quality is low. The quality is low. So that might be one reason to shove the money back into the capital region and hope that they upgrade their metal mines. Well, it's not many free workers in the capital region at this point. Okay, let's cycle the turn. We'll see how aggressively they pursue us as we try to form a cohesive front line here. I still feel that we are outnumbered. And presumably I have pissed off the enemy enough that they're refocusing units to deal with me instead of focusing on the other major. And they come up approaching. They are attacking. The Foot, I think, held in that situation. And they're attacking again. Looks like it held again. We killed 400 infantry at the cost of 600 of our own and 10 guns. So that's got to be militia, because I haven't actually formed any guns yet in professional army units. We have 4 decisions winning us on round 109. There's private investment. Prospect ops. Major prospecting here from the zone. I think that's finding new deposits, not making the existing ones better, sadly. And we're not expecting to be able to find any more. Favor blue with power. Yeah, sure, feel free to put that town. Shrine educators is fine. We did respawn the HQ, so we'll give the best person who's actually bad at the job.
Yes, sir.
But everyone's bad at the job. A command. May they live longer than their predecessor.
Order received.
Yes, we held, but we're not going to be able to continue taking that level of combat losses and hold, so that's the replacements for all the units that are formed. We had a whole light tank unit destroyed, which is why we've got surplus light tanks in reserve. Okay, we've got an organized withdrawal. They're going to continue pursuing us. We're going to be presumably... Well, we're falling back into the savannas. Granted that we were in the savannas, we just didn't really have enough capacity to cover the flanks. We should be able to get back up against effectively neutral territory, get a cohesive front line. Whether or not that will be enough to slowly advance is a good question. Major prospecting hub, so just going to find a new hex. Though it doesn't say it makes a roll. This one might just pop one out of something there. We'll hold off. I'm not going to make a roll that I think is going to insta-fail
Roger that.
right now. Put some more money in the capital region. If for no other reason than I'm hoping we can get it to expand the metal mine extraction rate. Reserves. Only the lowest we've got that are actively mined are oil, which is fine. That's withdrawals, that's fine. Put your command behind your unit. We'll attempt to strategically move you. And you're able to basically get to the position to get in command of your troops. Cool. Once more, we're going to try to get rid of this pocket.
Requesting backup.
No luck as of yet. That is the only place we are actively attacking the front line, which is good. And up here. What do I want to do? We were having supply issues down here. I'm gonna attempt to do a upgrade. The newest model.
Roger that.
Okay, we were able to get all those guys upgraded. And we do the same here.
Roger that.
Yeah, okay. So that'll toughen those frontline units. To be fair, we're getting to the point where we're actually... I think we're in action point limits here. Yeah. Well within action point limits, actually, at this point. We just weren't down here at the front. Well, actually, even there where we were. We were getting supplies down there, but... Hopefully we've got enough supplies here that we can go ahead and actually upgrade the entire formation. Though, this is basically distributing new equipment, right? So, these guys are a lot better than these guys. Again, it's like 48 versus 78. These guys, their armor will also protect them against the standard kinetics. Although it won't work against bazookas. Not that bazookas are great against infantry, but it won't be an armor effect there. It'll be a weapon is not particularly great effect. I probably can't afford to buy metal. Yeah, not at those prices. We'd deplete the entire treasury if we were buying at that price. Water price hasn't come back up again, so we're going to hold off for about the selling of water. And we're selling fuel at the rate I really want to sell fuel, so... Which is basically selling all the surplus off. Keep the stockpile full. Okay. As far as mining is concerned, we do have untapped metal mines. We have you, a little close to the front line. That's probably not one we want to try to tap. You, close to a different front line. I see why these are not tapped. and you. That one's more reasonable. 3, 6. So we'd be taking administrative strain trying to mine that. It may be worth building a government-run mine to do that. Just because we're so desperate for metal. Granted, building a government-run mine is going to cost metal. Oh, no, it is nice enough that the metal mine does not cost metal. Thank you, game. Cost machines instead, but that's cheaper to source in our case. That's 20 metal instead of 200-something metal. So we'll probably try to set this up as a government-run metal mine. While trying to hope that the civilians can expand this extraction. This is only a level 1 extractor. They can upgrade it twice more, triple yield. But yeah, we're going to pull back to this defensive line. Once we're back there, we might contemplate trying to replace the lost tank regiment, or tank battalion. And then, what is actually the field testing on our armor? 84, so we're probably coming up due on an upgrade on that anyway. Not that it would necessarily be a great upgrade, because it would just be adding the side skirts to it, but it might also be worth just going up to 50mm armor and taking the penalty. And you're only up to 37, so you're not ready. The machine guns haven't been seeing combat, but they're really desperate for it. Anyway, okay, so let's, unless we've got cards we want to play, I think it's time to roll the turn. Could do a Mission Impossible. Wouldn't be the worst of ideas. Sure, we'll roll it. And you can see as our guy's leadership skill gets higher and higher, he gets better at doing it. He actually succeeded this time, getting us 2 fate points. It would be nice to probably have a reserve of like 4 fate points for just playing fate point reserve cards when the good ones come up. Okay. Let's cycle the turn. We'll see how hard the enemy's pursuit continues to be. The cycles of the turn, their units immediately take over any uncontested territory. Does look like we didn't get attacked, which is good to see. So we're most likely we're getting attacked by the unaligned. Killed 400 infantry total losses. First turn in a little while, we haven't had any losses. We have 4 decisions awaiting us on round 110. More private investment's not a bad idea. Another Corp Tech. Okay, so balance-wise, that's probably fine. Reformists want bureaucratic assets to rise by 1. We'll accept. I see no reason to say no to that. We haven't built a bureaucracy here, so we could build one here and be done in a turn. It wouldn't be that expensive.
Order received.
Very minor diplomacy. We'll give in to some of the demands, keep them from striking. No luck in breaking them yet.
Back up.
Interesting. Didn't get that hex. Oh, there's actually something on it. Got you approaching. We should probably try to get encircled. If we can. It's encircled. We'll see if it pulls back. I think continue the hopefully somewhat measured withdrawal here. They didn't engage us, which is good. Okay, so other than one place where we don't have an infantry unit in the line, we've got infantry everywhere. Maybe the flank here is a little exposed. Guys, the mountain here are going to perform pretty well because it's mountains. And then most of the front line has some sort of armored vehicle to back up the infantry. Except this one spot where we don't have infantry. So that should be a tight enough front line. And that we can take what the enemy throws at us for a little bit. Deploy more colonists.
Order received.
Let's try to move towards a potential state of peace. So then the gift got some improvement there. $99, okay, so heavy industry will be developed next turn. We have another unit. I don't know, that's where it is, okay. Okay, well, let's try to deploy some more grids while the situation is stable.
Roger that. Roger that. Roger that. Roger that.
Okay, so with that, the new 4th Infantry is rocking the new equipment, which should hopefully help to protect it in its new position. Let me sneak an upgrade on those 3. Yes.
Roger that.
Okay. And that one's in a salient position, so this is probably actually the most vulnerable of our units because it's only got the Galactic Republic tank backing it up. We'll get the full front line here reinforced. I'm coming to the realization that I've brought the commander down here for the 3rd Infantry. We don't have any of the 3rd Infantry down here. Okay, we have a couple units of 2nd Infantry. We have a couple units of the, yeah, a couple units of the 2nd. First. We don't have any of the 3rd. And yet I have the 3rd's command down here. Oh, you're the 3rd. Okay. I have a couple of the 3rd. I say a couple. We have one member of the 3rd down here. So I've got the 3rd's HQ down here, but we've got one member of the 3rd. We got the 2nd's HQ up here, apparently with... Okay, those are people from the 1st. I've got a bit of a mess here with our brigades. We may want to fix that at some point. In the momentary, everything is complicated situation we find ourselves in. Now is probably not the time to be fixing that.
All clear, sir.
Okay. So they're dealt with. That's one problem dealt with. We weren't able to deal with you. I don't want to send in the fleet militia units at this point. Okay, so I think that's our front position. Another private investment. Well done in the capital. Put a bunch more money in the capital region. Oh, those lecturing expenses. Oh, and the capital region's basically saying it doesn't want to build anything, so I'm basically throwing money at a problem that doesn't exist. That's... yeah, we should probably move back over to the expanding area. At least they're contemplating building dome farms. Again, I think they're being limited by the lack of workforce. Well, actually, that's probably what's hitting the capital, is the lack of workforce. Here, there's probably some workforce. They maybe just haven't decided where they're building yet. And I forgot to buy, or make machines. I suppose I could try buying machines. What's the price of the machines? That's reasonably affordable, given the fact that I'd be mining metal with it. Okay, let's buy 2 machines.
Roger that.
And then we'll start the construction of a government-run metal mine to increase the metal yield. Because unlike the civilian one, where I can't do the upgrade for them, I have to hope that they do the upgrade. The government-run one I can at least do the upgrade for. Oh, both the civilian-run ones are level 1. Thought we had... must be the oil wells at level 3. The civilians like the oil, apparently. We've got oil baron desires, the civilians do. Okay. I don't think these guys want to interact with us. For a group that's hostile, they're surprisingly open to interacting with us. At least from a trade perspective. Could probably get trade passed. Okay, the best way to do that is going to come down here. Shadow Diplomat on Director of the Foreign Affairs Council.
Order received.
Oh, we've already got an embassy with them. Okay. They're not interested in the Non-Aggression Pact. Although, yeah, I think we can get a trade pact going. So we got that. Yeah, successfully accepting the trade pact. And let's cycle the turn, see how things improve or worsen, as they may. Okay. They didn't really attack the line. We killed 5 infantry at the cost of 100. On round 111, we have 5 decisions. Lost the command of the 2nd Infantry Brigade. Killed in action. Got our heavy industry. Completed the machine gun upgrade. Still probably going to focus on research. As far as you are concerned, yeah. We're less desperate for water now, so We'll still do water cycle recomposition and hydroponics. Because we need 4 in chemistry to unlock applied chemistry. And interesting, I'm more interested in metal. We need metal, and that's the renewable, effectively the renewable metal sources down there. We do VidCom, we're going to pass on VidCom. The private's actually doing a decent enough job entertaining the private sector. Yeah, this is going to be water soil recomposition. This allows us to make water. We probably won't do that, but we can. Did we complete side skirts? No. Interesting. What's the... We're gonna do no new orders here. Yeah, we'll buy the slaves to keep the slavers happy. Cap 2 versus Cap 1. I'm actually gonna give it to the Cap 1 person. Give him a job. Get him out of the unemployed pool. Because the Cap 2 is a little bit more versatile. Organization-wise, military. You're balanced 80-20 on research. I'm gonna slide you back to 50-50 for the moment.
Roger that.
We may drop that even lower when we're done with the current tech. Because I need him to discover some stuff. Okay, the picket's looking reasonable. Except, of course, this place in the picket. We'll pull you off, push you up. They haven't broken this turn. We'll push you into that fight.
Requesting backup.
Not quite enough to get rid of them. Probably will be next turn. Your building, no delays. That's good to see. And yes, there is someone on that metal deposit.
Move it now. All clear, sir.
Okay. Another problem dealt with. We're going to continue the slow withdrawal here of our forces. I'm actually going to pull the Galactic Revolt tank back into sort of a fighting position behind the line. I'm recognizing without that road, we don't actually have supply to those 2 hexes. So we're actually going to pull back a little bit more. We'll accept a yellow supply. That's not too bad. And that'll be our defensive perimeter. You're upgraded. You could do with upgrading. Mass upgrade, selected unit, foot 3. 10 units to upgrade. Should not have a problem. Okay. We're gonna upgrade these ones first.
Roger that.
I'm gonna have to do a rotation to get the other one into green to get it upgrade properly.
Roger that.
There we go. So we just have that one upgrade. And then we'll have foot 3 equipped to the troops all on the front line. I think all the armored cars here are upgraded. We'll pull the tank back as, again, firefighting application. I doubled up on the savannah over here because it's actually the weakest point in the defensive position. Because it's savannah instead of a forest. In theory, if they were trying to go around that way, that would if they broke through and actually started to get through, that'd be an issue. So we're doubling up there. We'll do rotation to get you rated on the next turn. And yeah, I think the situation's coming back together. Because this is government owned, we will probably just do multiple cycles on upgrading that. Deploy colonists. The
Order
colony.
received.
Although at some point this is probably going to be upgraded enough. At some point they'll build a farm. That's what they're saying they're going to, but they haven't yet. Our investment in there again. And I'm pretty sure this is based, the max you can roll on this is based on the population of the settlement. So the more you get in there, the more it can grow. And that would track with the fact the capital gets like 4 or 5 times more, because it's 4 to 5 times bigger. Though I suppose the alternative is maybe the capital guy is better at the roll. That would also be the case. That would explain why it's 5 times more instead of 4 times more. That would be a hard ask, especially on an oratory roll for our Master of Trade. That's less hard of an ask, so let's continue to raise their opinion. Get to a state of peace. That'll give me some breathing space for the metal. Like, we're still winning. We're maybe not winning as much as I would like. The Hans has caught up a little bit on the population. Although, that might be everyone else has driven their population down. Especially the person we're fighting. The person we're fighting is down to 6.7. I think that there's mass drafting the population at this point, so I wouldn't be surprised if by the time we get back to that city's deserted as a side effect of the war. Which, that would be a disappointment, in which case we'd probably just accept that we don't need the city at that point. And we need more planet. We always need more planet. Organic furnace is going to be done, so we're going to have way more power than we need. Metal mine is proceeding. No. The settlement does have one, okay.
Roger that.
Found a water deposit.
Roger that.
Found a metal deposit. Nothing more expect to be found there. I'm going to take the risk. We're going to push I'm actually going to push the prospecting one in here.
Roger that.
And here. So yeah, it doesn't do a roll, but it doesn't find things that aren't there to find. Okay. So we know where there's more water, which we don't need. There we know where there's some more metal, which we probably don't also need. That was probably the new metal mine. That's my guess. It's the new hex, otherwise there's a metal line down here somewhere, which we're definitely not going to use. And it's an organic press that we're going to leave disabled, and they're going to retake it in a couple turns, I suspect. Within the next couple turns. Could sell water, we're going to hold off on that. So rare earth metals, we're going to hold off on that. And we're not going to sell our metal because we're desperate for metal, and I'm not going to pay that price for metal, especially if we're not able to sell anything else off. Okay, let's go ahead and cycle the turn. This will be the last end turn of this part on YouTube. We'll leave you on a cliffhanger of watching whatever is going on during the part break here, or during the end turn here, or the night. They come. Here we go. Redshire, round 112. Over the intern, we killed 400 infantry, although I believe those were all marauders and not major infantry. We'll have 4 decisions when we come back in the next part. So if you're watching on YouTube, there will be a part up tomorrow. If you're watching on Twitch, feel free to hang around. We're going to take a short break to give me a little bit of a break to sip a little bit of tea, to keep the voice going, and a quick stretch of the legs, and then we'll be right back to recording. So until the next part, I wish you all the best of luck and a good time, and catch you all in the next part. And bye for now.